joining us today for the OnContact CRM 7 webinar. Since we're on a conference call, we want to make sure background noises don't interfere with the presentation, so for this reason everyone is currently muted. Once the presentation is complete, we'll have about a 10 to 15 minute Q&A session, and I will go in and unmute everyone at that time. If you have a question during the session, you have the ability of sending me a chat message, and either we can try to cover it during the presentation, otherwise Roger will cover it during the Q&A session after. So with that, I would like to introduce our presenter today, Roger Miller.
Good morning. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for joining us this morning. I happen to be broadcasting from warm but rainy Northern California at the moment. So for those of you in the normal cold climate, you should know I'll be back in that climate tomorrow. But I'm sort of enjoying a 60-degree day here. So welcome. We've got folks on the line from Wisconsin, Iowa, as well as Ohio. Great to have all of you with us. And our agenda for this session is first to identify the advantages of deploying CRM. We'll be introducing OnContact and just a quick update about WorkWise. We'll go through a functional review of the capabilities of CRM and provide a demonstration, and as Jessica said, also do a Q&A. In looking at the customers who are with us online today, most of you are running 9.5, and the compatibility version of CRM with that is 7.6. And for those of you who are planning to upgrade to a 9.7, that will also enable you to upgrade the latest version of OnContact CRM, which is 7.7, soon to be 8.1. And so both products continue to move forward, and we'll be describing in a little more detail exactly what you can do with your 9.5 application with 7.6 CRM. And for those of you who are on earlier releases, we'll also be showing, of course, the latest release of 9.7 with 7.7 at the moment. So with that, let's talk a bit and step back about why we are here, why we're talking about CRM. Did you know that 68% of the companies, according to Aberdeen, have not identified or even attempted to measure their sales funnel? 65% of companies have no defined lead nurturing process. A staggering 79% marketing leads are never converted to sales, and only 56% of companies have a system or tool set in place to qualify leads and move those forward. So the industry is certainly moving forward, but there's a tremendous opportunity, and if you find yourself in a situation where you are interested in automating and improving the sales lead and opportunity and pipeline management, you're in good company. There's a lot of businesses out there who are looking to do exactly the same thing. Also, did you know that companies that excel at lead nurturing generate 50% more leads at less cost? So there's some definite opportunities in terms of improving your sales processes and any marketing processes as well. The 5 major areas that you may want to consider as you're looking to deploy CRM includes, number 1, targeted marketing campaigns. One of the cool things about CRM is because you are integrated with your ERP application, all of your customers are automatically in that database, and then all of your leads can be added either through an import or by entering them by hand. It's such that you have in one spot your entire target market, your existing customers along with prospective customers. And as a result, you're able to mine that data and move forward with marketing campaigns with CRM. Historically, CRM has been there for more effective sales pipeline management and tracking the leads and qualifying the leads and nurturing those leads and moving those opportunities then into a close. And we'll be focused around that, and of course that's one of the foundations of CRM. Help grow the business. Start determining what is working best and leverage best practices. Another aspect of CRM, it plays a very important role not only for sales but also for customer service. The ability to, right within the CRM application, provide immediate recording of any customer incidents, customer issues, customer problems, and assign those, get them resolved. Whether those are product issues or shipment issues or whatever the case might be, there's a place to record that right within CRM. And one of the nicest things about CRM, especially because of the integration that is available to you with RBERP, is one place to go to see virtually everything about a particular company and a business relationship. And so I'll be showing you examples of how when you're looking at a customer, you can not only see all the contacts, all the communications, all the sales opportunities that you're chasing with that company, but you can also immediately reach back and see open orders or see what we've shipped to that particular customer right within CRM without having to go out of CRM and log into RBERP. So one of the nice things that sales reps find is, especially as they're getting ready to perhaps make a call or make a visit to an existing customer, check CRM, see what's happening with respect to that particular customer. When was the last time somebody at your company contacted that customer? Or when's the last time they placed an order? Or what have we shipped to them recently? All that kind of information is there to empower people with information to do a better job of taking care of business with existing customers as well as to develop new business. So let's take just a moment and identify our OnContact CRM and as it relates to WorkWise. Of course, as many of you know, WorkWise is headquartered in Milwaukee, and we are the office of both applications, your ERP applications as well as OnContact CRM. And to give you a little bit of history, we've had an association with OnContact CRM for quite a number of years. I'm thinking it's about 7 or more years. And we were a distributor of OnContact CRM, and about 2 years ago now we actually acquired OnContact, and now OnContact and RBERP are both developed and supported by WorkWise. And the good news there is not only is the integration available to you, but as time moves on, we're providing deeper levels of integration and merging development staffs and leveraging the technologies across both products. So there's a really nice synergy of having both products and within the same company. Both products, ERP and OnContact, have been around at least 15 years, and then the folks you're working with are here to help you with experience in implementing CRM. So some examples of customers who are using OnContact CRM. We do go to market with CRM not only for our manufacturing customers, and there are some examples here of that, but also we go to market for general purpose CRM deployment across many, many different industries. And here are some examples of some companies that are clearly not manufacturers, the Hair Club or Toys R Us or Associated Financial and so forth. So the good news for you is OnContact CRM is a full-featured industry standard application for CRM that a large number of our customers are using as a product on a standalone basis. And of course, as a user of RBERP, not only do you have the benefit of all of that capability in the standard CRM application, but naturally also the built-in integration with RBERP. Well, speaking of the integration with RBERP, here's the current module chart, a pictorial of all the modules that WorkWise offers today. And CRM plays a very important role in the demand side of the suite of applications available today. And there are 2 modules listed here, just to take a moment and describe that for you. The CRM application, which of course has been integrated with RBERP for quite a number of versions. And then also, as of version 9.6, we have a new module or function available called the Sales Rep Portal. And that's identifying that the degree of integration between CRM and RBERP is significantly higher than it was previously. And I'll be getting into describing that in more detail. But the bottom line is if you're running 9.5, you have what I'd call a baseline of integration with RBERP within CRM. If you're running 9.6 or when you upgrade to a 9.7, you will also have available to you, if you deploy it, the Sales Rep Portal function as well, which extends the integration quite significantly. So that's how CRM fits within the set of modules available from WorkWise. if we drill into the functionality of CRM itself, one difference to point out about CRM is when you license CRM, all of these individual functions are available to you. We do not require that you purchase a particular feature of CRM. When you license CRM, all these functions are available to you. And so there's a single license price that is on a per user basis. For customers who are not integrated with RB ERP, we of course offer CRM fully in the cloud using Amazon Web Services. We also offer an on-premise option, which of course if you're running RB ERP on-premise, to my knowledge all of our CRM customers running RB ERP are also deploying CRM on their own server on-premise right alongside their RB ERP server. But just to point out, if anyone is interested in deploying a CRM in the cloud, that is an option, and in the future that will be an option for integration with RB ERP as well. And frankly, if we look at the host of customers that have been coming online with us recently that are not RB ERP, we're seeing a real trend in terms of in the cloud deployment. The application of OnContact CRM is identical, whether you're running in the cloud or whether you're running on-premise. Your ability to access information, whether you are on your network or whether you are sitting in a hotel room, as I am today, using your laptop, you have exactly the same functionality, whether you choose in the cloud or on-premise. The only difference really is for customers such as yourselves who are already running RB ERP. Most likely you want to go on-premise because you've already got your servers in place and so forth. And the licensing cost is a little different model. In the cloud, you're paying a subscription monthly fee per user, whereas on-premise it's licensed very similar as is RB ERP, where you pay a one-time license fee based on the number of users, and then an annual maintenance fee as well. So over the longer term, on-premise probably is a little more economical too. So in terms of the functionality, as you can see, strong functionality available for sales and opportunity management, customer service functionality for incidents and tracking defects, a knowledge base which you can develop for information about your products or how you work with customers. The whole aspect of management, the ability, there's lots of predefined reports. I'll be showing you some nice dashboards. The ability to identify productivity analysis. How are we doing in terms of our follow-ups and so forth. And then, of course, marketing, the ability to conduct marketing campaigns right within CRM and to do email marketing as well, and manage those incoming leads from a trade show, that sort of thing. And then in terms of tools, there's a set of tools, and the first aspect of tools is your ability to tailor the application so that it becomes your workflow, your definitions of perhaps stages of a prospect based on how you want to set the system up. So that all the drop-down values that I'll be showing you are customizable by you without programming. So that's part of the tool set in terms of customizing. We'll be showing you the back office integration with of course, Outlook, and the ability to also manage documents. You have the ability to associate with virtually anything within CRM, a company or an opportunity, store associated documents right within the database. So you're not necessarily linking to a shared drive. It's actually stored in the CRM data. It might be specs from a customer or something like that, or a contract or what have you, any type of electronic document. And then there's built-in utilities like deduping utilities, and of course a security system in the CRM application itself, so that you can control who has access to what parts of the application, and you even have the ability to set up group permissions so that if you wanted to ensure that only certain people could see only their data, you can even do things like that. So a very comprehensive application, and like I said, when you license CRM, all the functionality in that version is available to you for a single license fee. It's easy to use and configure. You have the ability to use a client through Windows, or also a web access as well with with most browsers, I should say. I run a Mac. I use Safari. Lots of folks would be using Internet Explorer or other Firefox or what have you as a browser. As I mentioned, it can be easily customized. We do provide bidirectional Outlook integration. So, of course, things like contacts, bidirectionally interface, the ability to integrate email, outbound and inbound email, and have that information be stored right within the appropriate contexts within CRM. The ability to synchronize tasks and to-do lists, and also the ability to synchronize appointments between Outlook and OnContact CRM. And of course, the technology of our OnContact CRM application is a complete Microsoft definition, which says back at the ranch, it's a Microsoft SQL Server, the same back-end technology as RBERP uses, and the development environment is entirely a Microsoft environment as well. And there's also a phone application for deployment as well, and that continues to evolve and improve as we gain more experience with that. So that's another choice for you. The phone app for iPhone and Android is a subset of functionality. You certainly can't do everything on a phone just because of the size of the screens and so forth, but the routine things like company and contact data and activity data and so forth are available for update and viewing with a download to your phone. So no matter where you are in the world, you have access to the important CRM data. And another point about our deployment of CRM is, for those of you who have worked with perhaps other CRM applications over the years, some applications perhaps that you've worked with offered the ability to run locally on a laptop and then try to synchronize back up. Most everyone that I'm familiar with has gone away from that model, and now, as is the case with OnContact CRM as well, all the data is stored on your server, and you're accessing that in real time. So anybody connected up who is working on CRM will have access to all of the latest information, but as a result, you do need to have a network connection in order to utilize CRM. With one exception, there is a download to the phone app, so you can view and work a bit offline there. We do that to minimize the data charges on your mobile wireless carrier. But excuse me, with that exception, any other access is all working directly against the master database on your server or perhaps out in the cloud. So very easy to get to and easy to access. And the user interface, by the way, for whether you're using the client version or whether you're using the web version, is identical. Outlook integration-wise, accessing ERP information, the user interface is identical. So you can seamlessly switch back and forth. But on the other hand, in my own experience in using our OnContact application, as is the case with our sales reps as well, even when we're in the office, we're just using a web application. It's just as convenient to do that as it is to use the client app. So it's really up to you in terms of which method you want to use. So to kind of summarize our value to you, one price provides all the functionality. Depending upon your deployment of OnContact, you could go on-premise or in the cloud. Of course, the maintenance and support plan includes unlimited phone support, lots of ability for you to tailor the application, and also we have hundreds of customers instead of millions of customers, as perhaps some of our competitors offer. And so we tend to be more economical and tend to provide a better and higher level of support, which is so important. I mean, how many times have we heard stories about people who bought a CRM application and didn't really get it deployed as effectively as they needed to? So we're here to help you with that. and help to ensure you're successful with it as well. Well, let's take a moment and kind of review the sorts of things that you can do with CRM. And if we think about the sales and marketing process kind of generically, we're tasked in the sales and marketing area to go after new business, whether that is additional business with existing customers or whether that's brand new prospects. So we're in a hunting mode in that respect. Once we have a company and individual contact who is qualified and has an interest in our products, then there's a nurturing process that's necessary. Maybe they're interested, but they're not ready to buy now. They're going to be going through some kind of evaluation, or there's perhaps a program coming up that will enable you to do a bid, but that program doesn't come up for another 6 months. So how important it is to stay in touch and keep nurturing that relationship so that when the ability to have an active cycle comes to fruition, you're there and they are very interested in working with you to make sure you have every ability to compete. And we take that nurture process all the way through the management into a successful close, and then we can grow by learning what works best and identifying best practices. So thinking about the sales and marketing process, I think of it as a hunt, nurture, manage, and grow. So let's drill down into that just a bit. In terms of hunting, this is, of course, where when you've got that single database of information of prospective and existing customers, you can leverage that for new business development because you've got prospects and customers all in the same database. And you can use that to identify likely prospects or suspects based upon maybe NAICS code or based upon region or based upon other qualifications that you may have. One of the things you can do, and in WorkWise's case we do as well, is on your website you have the ability to, most companies have the ability to fill out a request for information or request for quotation. And if you go to our WorkWise website, we have that as well. But guess what? As soon as a request comes in, it's immediately populated into our deployment of CRM. And our workflow kicks in to automatically send out an email to the sales team identifying, hey, we just got this interest or request. And so without any manual intervention whatsoever, we're able to either route that lead or communicate that lead so that we can begin taking action on it right away from a website. And, of course, many of you I know go to trade shows. You have call-ins, a variety of sources. They can all be entered into the database of suspects in CRM. And then begin maybe a drip campaign to begin nurturing that relationship of feeding information on a very specific basis. There have been studies done to indicate that, of course, people are blocking out junk mail and so forth, but campaigns of email that has value really has a lot of powerful returns. So you can leverage CRM to help you deploy a proactive and specific targeted marketing campaign. And then you can do things like sending out emails containing white papers or blogs or content libraries and that sort of thing, so that you're being proactive about providing information so they know who you are and are getting valuable information about your company. And then within CRM, you have the ability to specify marketing dashboards and see how effective individual marketing campaigns were. So in the lower left-hand corner, what sort of dollar values do we have based upon what came out of a particular campaign, whether that's an email campaign or a trade show or whatever the case might be, and be able to gather some statistics and determine, it's time to do that trade show next year. What did we really get out of the last year's investment? What did we spend, and what was the result? And so you can make more objective decisions about where to spend those limited marketing dollars. Then we move into the nurturing process, where once we've qualified the fact that we have somebody who's interested in our product and there is an active process going on that we're aware of, you can establish an opportunity and an activity workflow. You can establish a sales process of milestones that you can define to be whatever process it happens to be. for your particular sales environment. And you can leverage activity workflow to identify what needs to be done. An example that I've got in the demo system here, very easy to set up, is maybe I've got a request for a quotation, and maybe our manufacturing engineering individual is responsible for those quotations. So when I can send out as a sales rep a request for a quotation, and that shows up automatically as a to-do list for the person who does quotes, or the estimating process. And then when that individual completes it, it could set up an automatic activity workflow to me to notify it's done, and maybe to go to the sales manager for approval. And then once the sales manager has approved it, it would automatically set up a reminder to me to send the quote out now. So you can customize easily these processes, not only for the benefit of the tasks each sales rep needs to do, but how the other folks in the organization can help a sales rep. And then keep track of all the phone calls and notes and follow-ups. You make a phone call, leave a message, and you can automatically schedule yourself for a follow-up call a week from now. So you can be reminded that, oh yeah, I need to follow up with that person. And the last time we talked to them, we talked about this, or I left them a message about that. So, you're keeping yourself informed. One of the interesting things about CRM, of course, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. I like to think that at WorkWise, before I was using CRM, for me personally, CRM tended to stand for can't remember much. I mean, with so much going on, it's impossible for me to remember the nature of a conversation from a couple of weeks back. But if I can go back to CRM and I see the history of what was discussed and the chronology of those discussions, the next time I make a phone call, I can simply review that and come right back up to speed and pick up where we left off. Very, very important to be able to do that with the level of activity going on these days. Qualifying these prospects, identifying is this a real opportunity, producing the quotation. And I want to stop here for a moment. We have the ability with, if you're running 95 or higher, to deploy the Quotations Module now. And the Quotations Module is also interfaced to CRM. By quotations, I'm talking about the Quotations Module in RBERP. And so generate a quotation and send that out and document that quote within CRM. And then manage the opportunity, provide the visibility into the forecast of anticipated new business based upon dollar values and probability of close and potential close date. So sales management and upper management has the ability to see, what's our pipeline look like, what's the forecast look like, and then ultimately move, of course, our opportunities into a closed status. And within RBERP, of course, you even have the ability to convert a quotation right into a customer order, if that happens to be for service parts, stock parts, things that don't require engineering. If they do require engineering, of course, you can convert it after you set up the part numbers. But of course, dashboards. How are we doing in terms of our sales funnel? How many prospects do we have in various stages of results? What are the hottest opportunities I've got, and what stages are they in? The ability to, from a 30,000-foot view, keep tabs on what's going on with our sales process. And as we then close that business, we have the ability to manage pipeline and manage activity completions. If I'm setting myself up to do follow-ups, how effective, am I at accomplishing those follow-ups? To help sales reps close business, how can other parts of the organization assist? And so, for example, a sales manager can be reviewing pipelines and looking at opportunities and detecting, I see that Joe has a similar kind of challenge with this prospect as Mary faced in a similar situation. So by knowing what's going on, other folks can assist sales reps to close more business. And, of course, monitor our win-loss and our reasons for those and figure out what competitive strategies work best. You have the ability, of course, to define competitors and manage win-losses against specific competitors and figure out the best ways to win, and then manage that information with dashboards or reports as well. What kind of job are we doing in terms of follow-up? How old are our to-dos? And how are we doing in terms of completing our tasks? And then last but not least, as time moves on and we learn what things work best here's an opportunity to reinforce what is winning, what the most successful strategies are, and then building on the use of CRM to enhance customer service so that everybody's aware of where we're at with a particular customer. For example, maybe a sales rep is trying to close a significant piece of business with an existing customer. And the people that work in customer service then, with their view of a customer, can see, well, I know we've got some incoming orders coming in, but what else are we trying to close, and what can I do to help the sales reps close more business or keep track of issues? And then celebrate our success, identifying what's working best. And you have the ability to manage customer service incidents through dashboards, as I mentioned earlier, and also the ability to pull in a sales dashboard. Now, this particular screen, top 10 customers, is an example of the integration available now with 9.6 and 9.7, where you have sales dashboards where those upper left-hand corner dashboard is coming right out of RVERP. So that's part of the enhanced integration we've done. But for those of you on 9.5, you've got opportunity funnels and hot opportunities and so forth right within dashboard functionality. So just a couple of other items just to highlight for you. Of course, most everyone's using Outlook. So you have the ability, as I mentioned earlier, to integrate bidirectionally your contacts, emails, appointments, and tasks with CRM. If you are new to CRM, the terminology is slightly different in some cases versus the terminology of Outlook. We do that because of the flexibility. But contacts are contacts, as you can see. But emails, appointments, and tasks within Outlook can be mapped to emails as a type of activity, appointments as phone calls, meetings as appointments, or appointments as meetings, or tasks as an activity to do as well. And one of the nice things about CRM is this thing called activity. While it comes out of the box with all the typical types of activities you might want to record, that is another example of how customizable the system is. One of the first CRM deployments I can recall with a customer a number of years back was they wanted to start by replacing an Access database they were using for something that they called a call report. So they were able to take the activity function of CRM and create a type of activity called call report. And then they formatted it so that they were able to record the sort of data they wanted to record, and now they had a chronology right within CRM, replacing what they had been doing previously. And now they got a new type of activity called call report. So CRM is, as I said, a flexible application. You don't necessarily have to stay with the out-of-the-box definitions of CRM as you move it forward. So it becomes a very, very effective tool for the way you want to go to business. So in terms of Outlook integration, for example, here's a screen. This happens to be a screenshot of our deployment of CRM. This is actually a customer of ours, where you can see as our sales rep is working with our customer, you'll see that Pam, as an example, left a message and sent an email. Cynthia Becker sent an email. And if I drill into that, then you can see the maintenance plan renewal and click on attachments and see the attachments that are on that email. So when it records an email, it's the complete email. And what's nice about this integration of OnContact is when you send an email and you store it in OnContact, of course, it's stored in that database so that, number one, other people can view it. It's not locked away based on who you CC'd in the email in your Outlook. And secondly, when you delete that sent item or inbound email from your Outlook, it can still be in CRM. So you can be keeping your history of emails relatively clean, but store the pertinent activities right within OnContact CRM. So you've got a nice chronology of communication. So one other point for those of you who are on 9.5, when you upgrade to a 9.7, you will have the ability to add the sales rep portal. And let me just stop for just a moment. For those of you who are on 9.5, you have the ability in terms of integration to provide the integration for viewing customer data, for linking opportunities to quotations, for linking RMA incidents with, incidents of CRM with RVERP RMAs if you're using the quotation or RMA modules. So those are new modules that blinked on, and if you're running 9.5, those integrations are standard in 9.5. With the Sales Rep Portal, you also, in 9.7, will have dashboards, queries, and detailed views into RVERP data right off of the same style of querying that you do within CRM. And then you also have the ability to view within a company data quotations, open orders, invoiced orders, open AR, RMAs, and serialized warranties. And that's done with a new technique of web services called. So it's a cooler technology to link to SQL databases. So Sales Rep Portal is a new function available, as I said, with 9.7. If you're running 9.5, you've still got a lot of integration as well. Just it's been enhanced though with 9.7. So as a quick example, here's Sales Rep Portal, where if you look carefully at the left-hand side, you've got queries now into AR and open orders, in invoice history, quotes, RMAs, warranties. These are all new in the Sales Rep Portal, where you have the ability to drill into it. For those of you who are on 9.5 or higher, when you're looking at a customer, you'll have the ability, of course, to see all your open orders right within the context of that company, and it works the same with the portal as well. So let's take a look. When you log into CRM, we end up in our default dashboard, if that's the way your user was configured. That could be a calendar dashboard, which identifies appointments that are synchronized with Outlook. And then you have the ability right on your to-do list to see what activities need to be done. And you can pop open by clicking on the outbound phone call. And when you click that, you're able to view exactly what you need to contact that person about and where we're at with that particular person and activity. Then if I wanted to drill in and see the history before I call that person, when was the last time we called them, what messages did I do, what's his phone number, etc. Of course, you can go right over and just click and with one click see that information. And then if I'm getting ready to do that particular function, I just click outbound phone call. I dial the phone, and let's say I ended up leaving another message. And I could put a note in here about whatever message I left. And then when I say save and close, depending upon how you've configured your workflow, it could either ask you if you want to schedule another activity, or it could automatically schedule a follow-up phone call. So maybe I want to schedule myself to do an outbound phone call a week from today to remind myself to call them. I say save and close. Now I've just completed that activity. And if I come back to my dashboard here, then of course that previous outbound phone call is done. Now I go on to my next task. So you can use it as a way to organize your work and activity right within CRM. If we look at some other cool examples of dashboards that are available now, here's a sales dashboard. I configured my dashboard with this top 10 customers, and this is an example of the integration of RVERP. Where you can see based upon the filters you defined. When you set these up, you define what time frames, what types of invoices you want included in this, and then can see the top 10 customers and who are the most important customers for me. And I can drill in from here and see not only the dollar value, but I can drill in and see the detailed data right within CRM as well. Or from looking at a sales and opportunity funnel, and this is a standard funnel that's available to any of you that deploy CRM, I can click on any part of this funnel and see what percentage are in what stage. But when I click on it, you'll notice it populates a new tab and identifies for me all of those opportunities which are in a quote delivered state. So it's really easy to drill down and get to information. So let's say I'm interested to see what's going on with a special door for the East Warehouse. And when I click on that, I can see an opportunity. So I've just drilled down from a dashboard into a particular opportunity, and I can see the chronology of communications or activities associated specifically with that opportunity. and I can update my expected close date. I can update any of the information about this. I could choose to send Robin a new email by just hovering and clicking send email. So I could just go out and click that and open up an email and just send it to him. And when I'm done, I can save that email right within the CRM application as well. Or I also have the ability to look and see what are the what was the quote that we sent. So here's an outbound email that I can view within CRM, and if I take a look at the attachment, I guess I didn't put an attachment on that particular one. Let's try this guy here. Look at my attachments. There is an example of a quote that was actually produced within RBERP. And by the way, the format of this quotation is defined by you. This is from our Quotations Module of with your terms and conditions and marketing, branding, letterhead, and so forth, showing you the exact content of the quote that came out of the RBERP Quotations Module, because that's all integrated as well. Speaking of which, from an integration viewpoint, if I click from CRM into the quotation function, note how it pops open my RBERP Customer Service Workbench and takes me right to that particular quotation within RBERP. And you'll notice our buttons at the top take me back to the CRM opportunity. So see how I can toggle back and forth between my quotation in RBERP and my CRM opportunity. And then I could work on this particular quotation, make changes to it, drill into a particular revision, and make changes to that particular quotation and update that quote and send it right back out as well. In this particular case, it happens to be a product that is configured. And so if I wanted to go out and, let's say, update my configuration, I can pop into my configurator, and let's say I just learned that this one's going to be in Europe, and I can walk through and change my voltage now and walk through my other choices of my configurator. Maybe I'm going to go back and change my pricing on an option. Go change that on my quotation, go ahead and save that, and then I could go close out of that line item and email that quote right out to the prospect. So I've updated my configuration within RBERP. I'm now integrated back to Outlook and saying, here's the updated quote for voltage, and put whatever else I want in the body of it. It automatically has put my attachment of the quotation into that email. And when I go to send that email, I'm able to send it either as a regular email like that, in which case it would not store it, or if I actually open up my email, and let me just go out and do that here. Go and minimize, get going on my desktop here, get my email going. So within Outlook, I have the ability to connect up my Outlook with CRM. So within Outlook, this is a plugin that we supply you. I'm logging into a particular user which connects up who I am with my Outlook client. So that's how we do the integration with Outlook. And now that that's done, if I go to my sent items, even after the fact, I can take my sent item, if I hadn't done it on the inbound like I was just doing, I can now decide to send a sent item later or a received email, and then I can record that email right in CRM, and I can do that by picking up my particular opportunity, and I think that was for if I had it done it, then it would have populated it for me a lot more effectively here. But what's an opportunity? Here we are, a special bill for West Warehouse. So I can tie it and then close it and save it. And oh, I see the reason I didn't have that contact directly sent up. That way, it ties it right to my OnContact CRM database, and then I'm able to view that. Oh, I think I put it in the West warehouse, not the East warehouse. Sorry about that. But I had the ability then, had I put on the right one, it would show up right here as an email. And I think if I go back and take a look at my my West warehouse here, I'll be able to see that as well. So, so it gives you the ability to store this data right within Outlook and also within OnContact. Other things you can do within OnContact, besides opportunity management, pipeline management, quotation management, would also include, I'll close out a couple of these dashboards and come back to where I started, the ability to easily get to data. One of the powerful capabilities of CRM is the ability to create saved searches very, very easily. Maybe I want to get to a list of all of my leads. So all the leads that are assigned to me show up right here, and I can drill right into any of those. Or if I want to have a listing of the customers who are assigned to me. So that's an example of a saved query that each user can set up very, very easily with the querying function built right into the system. I'll make this full screen so you can see it a little better. And then what's nice about the system is you have the ability to drill into and see a complete view of a customer relationship. So here's everything going on with respect to a particular company. Here are all of the communications that have occurred, inbound emails, outbound emails, phone calls, what have you. You have the ability to view a profile about that company of any data that you've assigned, like what products are they interested in, what NAICS code are they associated with, and so forth. Any notes about that particular company, just unlimited notes. How this company is connected up with other companies with relationships. Open orders. Show me the orders that are within RBERP right now. So right now it's doing that web services call and pulling in open orders from RBERP. So here are my open orders that I can drill into and see what the last open order was. So I can sort ascending, descending. I can take any of these functions out and export them to Excel, and I can even change the columns and rearrange the display. And any of these queries, I can go out and see open invoices. The invoices that we've sent to that customer. And I have the ability to go out and see open quotes and manage quotations right here. So these are quotes that are associated with this customer that are also done within RBERP. I have the ability to go out and view any incidents that are associated with this particular company. So incidents is a standard feature of the OnContact CRM application. And then if you are using the RMA function within RBERP, Return Merchandise Authorization, I can also find and access all of my open RMAs that are managed within my ERP application. I can also see serialized liability warranty records right within the liability warranty tracking module and view that directly within the OnContact CRM. And I can even see my AR agings in summary or detail right from the ERP application directly into the view of information from OnContact CRM. So that's what I like to call a 360-degree view. Show me everything going on with that particular company. And if I go into any of my unlimited contact data, of course, I can go into a person, a contact at that company, and see all of the communications that we had specifically with that person, or any of the opportunities or sales orders or attachments or links that are associated with that individual. So lots of access to information that you can maintain within CRM. Last but not least, I'd like to just show you how easy it is to do some basic marketing functionality. So if I wanted to do, let's say, an ad hoc search in addition to saved searches, you notice I have the ability to do new searches. So let's say I want to just do a search against my contacts. So here's an open-ended search I can do. Maybe I want to, first of all, find all of my contacts that are physically in the state of Wisconsin. So I just do a search, and there's a list of my contacts within Wisconsin. Maybe I want to be more specific and do more of a targeted campaign. One of the flexible aspects of CRM is you can do searches on fields even over and above the standard fields that are on these queries. So if I go up to options, I have the ability to select other fields. Maybe I want to choose further interest and sales rep. So what I did here was actually added interest and sales rep out here. So maybe what I want to do is a little different search. Maybe I want to do, sure, I want to do Wisconsin, but in addition to that, I want to also see only those leads where they have expressed an interest in, and this is a table, of course, you can define, in, let's say, replacement parts and consulting. Let's see what that list looks like. Okay, that's interesting. Now let's whittle it down by sales rep. Maybe I only want to see those that are assigned to Sam Miller. And I guess I don't have any. So I'll take that query off and come back and show you just a, you see here, I can just whittle a list down on an ad hoc basis and unselect all and then do my search. So I get a list of contacts. Whenever you have a list like this, what's nice is you can select the ones that you want, and then note the different options that you have. You can do an email. You can, so for example, go out and select a predefined template or create an ad hoc template, and then send emails out individually based upon a particular definition of which email address you want to use, maybe the work email address. And then you can record the email that you send and also save a record of that email right here. And if I click next, then it'll take me to the next place where I can actually see the content of that HTML email. And I can put in a subject and a display name and who this came from, or do not reply if you want to do. And if I click send, if this was connected up, it'll go ahead and send it right out of OnContact CRM. So all of the versions through our current release of 9.7 offer the ability to do this type of email marketing. Some customers, though, are using tools currently like a Constant Contact for very high volume emails. One of the huge improvements coming in our 8.1 application, our next release, is significant enhancements in our marketing abilities here, and the ability to track the results of those emails and to more easily create those HTML formats and a whole bunch of new capabilities built in. So that's a big area of focus for us at Workwise and OnContact. Or I can go out and do mail merges. I can go out and select a stored template and maybe a cover letter, and go out and generate a merge document. If I've got that one set up properly, but if I go out and set that up, then it would create a Word document as well. And you can also do other things like define workflow. Go out and do mass assignments or mass changes to this set of data. So maybe I want to take all the companies in Wisconsin and assign that to a particular list, or assign a user to it, or what have you. So you can do mass changes with this. And if that's not enough, the flexibility is also there to change the layout of these forms. So note that I have access to all of this data, so I could go out and say, in addition to the company, maybe the contact, I want to know what their title is, and put the title on this display, and take that particular field and move it up so I've got the title right next to their name. And I click OK, and if I had titles on it, it would show up here. So these forms are all customizable by you, giving you a lot of flexibility. And remember, if you've done that, to also save your preferences so that now this layout, both the search function and the layout, is saved for you. So you've just removed or added fields so you see exactly what you want and not any more than you need. So I just had a very tailorable application that's quite easy to use as well. So dashboards, reports, you also have marketing capabilities built in for marketing campaigns and marketing dashboards. You also have many predefined reports that are built into the system as well. So I can go out and run any of the predefined reports. So graphical views or detailed reports based upon different categories of data. And you've also got the ability, as I mentioned earlier, to create a knowledge search of information and how you do business at your particular company, and attach in documents for that purpose. And last but not least, very tailorable, and this is the tool that you use to make changes to the pull-down values or manage users or define security and so forth. So all of this is available to you right within the OnContact setup functions. Now, of course, only typically the administrator has access to this setup icon. But if I wanted to change the values of defects or the incident tracking, I could do that right within the screen. So it gives you the ability to easily tailor the application so that it's designed to work effectively for you. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Now I'm showing you also, I should point out, this is 9.7 in conjunction with 7.7. I also have a 9.5 demo version up here as well. So for those of you who are on 9.5, your format will look a little bit different, but you've got basically all the same information. If I go out and do my dashboards, of course, I can do that right from here. I've got my same save searches function for those of you who are on 9.5. So as an example, if I go look at my same exact data under 9.5 without the sales rep portal, I have similar data here, but not quite as much. I can still, though, see open orders and invoices directly from RBERP within your built-in integration with your 9.5.7.6 CRM. But we don't have all the nice searches like that sales rep portal has, nor do we have all of the other drill downs. So as you consider upgrading to a 9.7 and a 7.7 or perhaps 8.1, you're not learning a whole new system. You're just adding more functionality and a number of new features as well, and also the ability to leverage some new functionality. So that's pretty much what we had in mind for covering here today. Jessica, maybe you can open the lines up, and we'll do our best to answer any questions that we may have.
Thanks, Roger. We actually do have one question that came through chat from Brett Collins. He'd like to know if Sales Rep Portal is available on 9.3. And Brett, I'll go ahead and unmute you at this time.
Okay, great. Hi, Brett. Yeah, thanks very much for that question. No, the Sales Rep Portal actually blinked on with 9.6. So under 9.3, what I'd suggest we do is we'll take a look at which exact version of OnContact will integrate best with 9.3. I'm very confident that it will be very similar to what I've shown you today, although not exactly the same. You would not have the Sales Rep Portal functionality, however.
All right, thanks, Roger.
Sure. And by the way, there are there's another whole story to tell about the advantages to upgrading, of course, to upgrade to the latest and greatest 9.7 of RBERP. And we, of course, we'll be happy to work with you to identify what the advantages would be for your company. And I know Scott Sanders will be happy to work with you on that as well.
Great. All right, I'm going to actually go ahead and unmute everyone else, so feel free to jump in and ask any questions at this time. Oh, you know what? Oh, Brett just sent a message and said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to jump in. Or you can also send me a chat, and I'll respond that way as well.
Yep, whichever is easier.
All right, well, if there's anything else you'd like to add, Roger?
No, we certainly are delighted you were able to participate today, and I've already licensed you. I know others you are considering it, but I know our services team is very, very anxious to work with you to make sure you can leverage CRM to your best advantage. And I'd encourage you, as you're considering CRM, to think about where to start. You know, it might be in sales and opportunity management. It might be in incident tracking. It might be with a database of marketing. Because typically you can't do everything at once. You've got to kind of incrementally deploy this. So as you're thinking about it, think about where the greatest opportunity for an early success will be present, and then build on that as you go. You take this functionality kind of step at a time. So give that some thought. We're happy to work with you to get that implemented and effectively deployed for you.
Thanks, Roger. And I'd like to just add that this webinar is being recorded, so if anyone's interested in getting a copy of the recording, you will get a feedback survey when this webinar ends. So if you want to just mention that in the survey, I'd be happy to send that to you. And if you don't mind just taking a few moments to complete it, that would help us out for any future webinars. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us. You can simply exit by clicking the X in the top right-hand corner of your screen. And hope everyone has a great day.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.